I've started the
Started.
recording because I used to have the biggest crush on Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Sophie Cunningham has completely taken that. I
Dude,
mean,
the fact that she's a psycho and a black belt and ready to throw hands makes her
oh,
so
and a
much hotter.
tall, beautiful blonde. I want to have kids with her. Can you imagine the
Dude.
next generation of Turell if me and Sophie Cunningham were
Yeah,
were
by the way, if you
this
and
is
Sophie Cunningham had a kid, it would actually be like if someone had the basketball skill of your brother, Ryan, but the temperament of Ariel Friedman.
Oh yeah, well, Friedman. Yeah, dude. I think Rabbi Berman might deliver the baby. He'd be like ready to get that kid in a uniform if we had Sophie Cunningham and I had a kid. It's
Yeah.
funny, like I I set my features. I'm seeing someone now. I'm starting to see somebody, but I set my features on
Yeah, she's coming to
Hinge.
every game. She's a
She's
keeper,
coming.
showing up
She's a
to every
keeper
game.
every game and
Dude,
hangs out with a kid. Yeah,
do you
What's her
guys see me
name?
but
now? Am I on camera?
Whoa, yo, that's a girl you're dating? I thought she was a paid babysitter when I saw her playing with her kid last week.
she's amazing. Yeah, I got lucky. I don't know. She's
Good
5'10",
for you.
and I set my Hinge profile to 5'10" and college athlete. So it's like I'm not. If I didn't see athletes, I'm like, no, I'm looking to make an NBA B. I'm not fucking around. I'm like left, left, left. I'm like, oh, soccer. Let's see where this goes. It's going well, but thank God. Rami coming
Yeah.
back from a date. How'd it go? Are we allowed to talk about it? We'll play it cool.
On the pod, let's not talk about the date on the
That's
pod.
the
It was a first
craziest
date.
thing. Jack, you're
That's
unhinged.
crazy.
Did I
Jack.
say Rami? I meant Avi. You're out. You went on a date with your lovely wife to JBA basketball.
I had a nice save. I had a doubleheader. Allie didn't show up, but we lost
Stood up
both
on a date.
games. Huh?
No, go ahead.
First game OT, rough loss. Dan and Jared both had chances to just hit a game winner in regular time and OT, and it just didn't happen. But we
Yeah.
played hard, and we'll
I
be
don't
in the
know if the
playoffs. We're in
leagues
the
are
playoffs.
paying us to be talking about other basketball leagues. You know?
All I
Yeah.
have to do
No.
is say Noah and Co, and they'll be happy. If I say Noah and Co a
Listen,
few
they're not
times, they'll
paying
be
us
okay.
anything, so
So,
we could say whatever we want.
Baron, why don't you lead us in then with the Noah and Co?
Oh,
This
this
is the Noah and
podcast
Co.
has been presented to you by Noah and Co. Please reach out to Noah Benamy for all your office needs. He's a great person and even better broker. I think that's what he does. Office space, if you need it, he's really the best, high
You
class,
think
best in town.
we love Noah Benamy. All right, so really fun week of basketball. I'll start. I happened to watch every single game. I had a long weekend, and I picked my spots to watch it. When you're no, I didn't have my kid this weekend, so I had a lot of free time. The first game was the Magic versus the Thunder. Did you guys catch this game?
I saw some of this game. I don't think I watched the whole thing, but I noticed that um, Zakheim really took it this game.
Oh,
Just
yeah. I heard from Greenberg that Zakheim was awesome.
he was looking pretty good.
I'll tell you. He was a man possessed. The Magic. I think we went over this one last week, but the Magic. He was just a man possessed. He clearly showed that he is not like anybody else in the league in terms of being able to put a bucket together. He's able to score. But to be completely honest, it was just I screwed this up. It was the Knicks versus the Magic that was the game, but we'll get there. But I'll
That
talk
I
about
didn't
that
see.
game.
Oh,
Zakheim
no, they
was
had
a
two
man.
games last week, I think.
They
Some team
had
had
two
two games
games.
last week.
Yeah, they had two games. But yeah, no, Zakheim, they win again tonight. He completely clutch. He doesn't have any other scorers on that team. He just has a bunch of veterans. And if you look at that team, you're like, oh, why did they have 5-6 point guards on that team in Svi Kaplan? And it works because they're all really smart. They all play the game the right way. But we talked about that game last week, so I apologize for bringing it up. The first one I'll bring up are the Kings and the Nuggets. Were you guys able to watch that one?
I watched a bit of the first half there. What I really loved about the Kings is they're just always pushing the pace. They're just pushing the ball. I think they must be all 24 and younger because they're just not stopping the whole time. Not so big. They're not so great at finishing. They don't really have an A1 player on offense. They have some solid shooters, but their defense is probably the best in the league. Their zone is unbelievable, and they pressure you. They zone and pressure, which is really nice to see, and creating turnovers and running in transition the whole time. Like their motor is nonstop. They could finish a little better. I would like to see that. And their shooting is not amazing. I mean, they have David Cohen's good shooter, but no one no lights out shooter who you need to worry about. Really.
Sigler's a pretty good shooter.
I didn't notice a good shooter. I'm gonna be honest.
When I watched him, I thought
nobody's
they looked like
hold on. Nobody's that good a shooter. The game ended 44-37. So nobody's that good.
Is Cyclic the tan kind of strong guy? Is that Cyclic? He's good. Yeah. He's good, but not when I say good shooter, Jack, I mean like a Dan Wex shooter, like a lights out shooter.
No, nobody there's two guys in the league that's as good as Wex. Nobody's
okay, and I'm saying not as good as Wex, but I'm saying like as good as Johnny Levine, as good as AJ Rosenblum.
By the way, there's three guys, Jack. There's three guys. There's Polinsky when he's under 200 pounds, but I'm 205 right now.
Oh, yo,
there's three guys. There's three guys, but I'm 205. I got to shed 5 more, and then the buckets will start falling.
Oh, I like it. No, I thought that the Kings, this was not a good matchup for the Nuggets. They were missing Judah Klein, and
Josh Klein.
And Josh Klein. They were missing the Klein, so that already they're at a negative. The Kings, when I watched them, they look like a pack of wolves, like a pack of hyenas. They all swarm. They're swarming, and they go together, and they move the ball. And then they get the steal, and they're gone. There's 5 golden jerseys. I feel like I'm watching a pride of lions. I know I just see 3 different predators that hunt in packs. But they really come after you as a unit, and they have 5 guys who crash the board at all times.
Yep.
The rebounding is phenomenal. They run, they push with pace. And they play great defense, and like Rami said, they keep these scores low. If we take a look, I'll pull it up on my end on what their on what their scores have been. 44 points. This game, their first game from week 1 was. I'm just pulling it up right now.
But Jack, the way they play, it should be high scoring games. They're playing so fast. The issue is they're not hitting these shots. Like, let's be honest for a second. Like, if you look at the game, they're not hitting all the shots that they should be. And maybe it'll turn around, and then you'll see scores get into the 60s.
Well, I guess they had a 61-point game the first week, but that was against a weakened Pelicans team that didn't have their guys. But
that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me because they're just playing with the pace.
I think the Kings are a sneaky favorite. I think they're a dark horse candidate to make a deep playoff run. If there is a list of like pretenders or contenders, they're a contender for sure. Their Nuggets, on the other hand, suffered another tough loss tonight. I know that's week 2, but
week 3.
Judah Klein's back. JJ Zackheim and the Thunder are now 2-1. I mean, they had Daniel Malka, the ball. I tuned in about the 4th quarter. They're down 5. Ami Gersberg drives in, gets a layup. They're down 3. They get a stop. Swing. Daniel Malka buries a 3 with 50 seconds left. It becomes a contest of who can score the next bucket. And JJ's the best. Like, who's gonna get me a basket? JJ's the best in the league at that.
No. We'll get to him, but there's definitely one more player there's one player that I would trust to get a bucket, and we'll get to him when he gets there. But he's better than
Johnny Levine.
No, you know who I'm talking about. I don't want to burst the bubble. I'll talk about it when we get to that game. But there's definitely one player in this league that I would give the ball to above anybody else with the game on the line, unquestionably.
Wow.
Unquestionably.
Ben Haber.
No, it's Sudworth. It's Sudworth. There's nobody that I would trust.
Daddy.
There's nobody that I would trust to get into the teeth of the defense and get a good look for their team or for themselves more than that guy. That guy knows geometry on the basketball court as good as anybody. But I'll wait for us to get to.
That kind of leads us into our next game. I mean, the Nuggets will be fine. They got Burry Klein. He went to the finals twice. They got the team. I think they'll be okay. Speaking of Sudworths, I also have I want to go in on how great this player is. I think if this draft is done over again, I think Freundlich is taken first, Haber's taken second, and Sudworths is taken third. I don't even think it's close.
If I'm a captain, I'm taking Sudworths first. I understand Haber might be better and Freundlich might be better. I'm taking Sudworths first.
I got
for sure.
I got Haber first.
I haven't seen enough of Haber, like college version of
Haber.
Dude,
dude could fly. That dude
Correct.
could fly.
From what I hear, the guy's awesome. I know that I'm always taking the point guard first. If I like a guy that can run the team, especially in Yeshiva League style ball, although he does not play that type, in a league that's plays like we do, I'm always trusting the guard first every single time.
He also guards positions 1 through 5. And so this has come back to the second game of the night, Heat versus Nets. I'll share my screen here so people could see the score. But yeah, that was our game. This is two teams that scrimmaged against each other. We rented a gym and we played each other before. Heat Nets, we won the game 9 points. It was really a back and forth game the whole game. We never really separated like we did the first week. And that was really thanks to Sudworths. They had 64 points. He had 35 points against the zone.
Yeah, but Jack, even though you didn't separate, I watched that game live, and if you're looking at the second half, the whole second half where it's within 10, you guys are just hitting open, easy buckets. They got to work. They got to work for every.
For as much as I loved how Sudworths played and his style of play, they had the most mind-boggling defensive lapses the whole game. It was your team had 25 transition layups. I don't think you guys took an outside shot the whole game. Like Johnny Levine hit a couple threes, but no one else had to shoot the ball because every single play you guys ran off a miss and nobody was there. It was insane. Do guards not learn how to get back on defense?
I think I don't know if that's fair because I think the answer is that it's hard to break mold as to like when you have things in your head, right? So like who's going to get back? Sudworths has to crash. Mayogros has to crash. And Drazen crashes. That means the guys getting back are Koritsky, Rav Halpert. Maybe Aryeh is probably the one who shot it. So he's already at a disadvantage.
Somebody has to get back.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he ran on them every play. It wasn't like a few easy buckets. It was literally every possession. Well, your strategy was one.
Yes, we have a style that we want to play. We have the number 1 offense in the league, and we have the second to worst defense in the league, and that's just stats. And that's and we're not. And the worst defense is the Rockets are the worst defense per stats, and we're number 2. But we have the most point differential, and we have the most points. We're truly a D'Antoni team, and that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to stick to what we do. But I think the Nets are really good. I think this Sudworths kid is an MVP, and I think they're definitely tough. I think they're going to win tonight against the Hawks, and I definitely don't want to see them in the playoffs.
Yeah, no. You don't want to see a team that has a game breaker in this type of league because this is the type of league where one guy can win you a game. One guy can just lock it in and win you a game if his teammates don't totally screw him over. And that's definitely a team that could do it. I don't want to see them at all. The guy plays like Brunson. Like, we're used to Yeshiva League basketball where we're playing against a zone or even against a man. It's pass, pick away, skip passes, 3-4 passes. This guy's getting into the teeth of the defense, pinning guys behind his back, using angles, right? Like, you just don't see that in Yeshiva League. Now, it happens to be this kid's not a Yeshiva Leaguer. He's from Heichel. So, so it's a different background, I guess. I don't know who his coaches were, but somebody taught that kid how to play basketball the professional way. I was blown away. I really there's not a single other player in the league that I would talk about like this because I've seen everyone else play. These guys play Yeshiva League ball. Some are better than others. Some guys make shots. Some are faster. So be it. This was totally different. This is like Rucker Park basketball. This guy knew what he was doing.
Yeah, and not only that, he was going at the teeth of I would say, like, me and Ben Brenner. That's a pretty good rim protecting defense. He's like
For
putting his
sure.
shoulder into me, into
He was putting
Brenner.
his shoulder down, fading back, getting you guys to jump and dumping off to the cutter on the baseline. Like, that's what you see in the NBA. You know, like it was a very, unfortunately for him, his teammates don't exactly know how to play within that style. They do the best they can, you know. But if there was a team of guys that knew how to play with how he played, they would be the best team in the league for sure. Like, they would be blowing guys out.
I'm trying to get him to play with me in the RCCS tournament. I'd love to play with him. He's awesome.
For sure. Jack,
he's a great player.
He would be giving you easy buckets all day long.
He's a great one. Yeah. So with that, where do you know? Yeah, I mean that's a fair point. We'll move on.
They're dangerous.
They're a dangerous team, and especially when Aria and Halpert.
And for as dangerous as they are, unfortunately for Dan Palayoff, the Rockets are equally as not dangerous.
We'll get to the Rockets.
Yeah.
I mean, we can get to the Rockets right now.
Yeah. They're a game after. I was the game in between. I love Dan. Great guy. Horrible drafter. This has been going on for 6 years. This has been going on. I'm not a captain anymore, but I was for a bunch of years. I love you, Dan. You suck at drafting. Hold
on. I got it. I've never defended Dan in my entire life, and I'm going to do that tonight. I haven't. I just haven't. But they were down 3 at halftime. I don't think their team is that bad. They're just out of shape, right? They were missing Donnie Heidemann. They started Yisrael Tannenbaum. They had 5 guys.
Is that the second game that he didn't show up?
Huh?
Is that the second game he didn't show up, Donnie?
Donnie Heidemann was at the first game.
I think he was at the first game.
Yeah, he didn't show up that time. They had 5 guys. They didn't get a sub. So that's bad captaining by Dan. You can't have a team, and Gruenberg wasn't there. So you can't have a team with like Friedman and
they're going to be.
You can't have Friedman play 40 minutes as the second option.
I watched the game. The other team didn't even play particularly well per se. Like, they put up a bunch of points in the end, but Avi K missed a bunch of open jumpers. Zaretsky played well, you know, but like. I did things, but like they didn't do anything to beat the Rockets outside of just not turning the ball over.
I mean, Dan and Friedman were super hot in the first half, and they looked really good as a tandem.
Tough to do that for 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Ellie Mandel hit some threes. Yeah, but then the Clippers just said mop the floor with them, and then it was over. They just looked great. High, low, patience. That Clippers team. They remind me of the mid-2000s Spurs. They just do everything the right way.
They are the most classic Yeshiva League style team. Lots of passes, pick-aways, trying to break down a zone and get some jump shots and a couple layups. Classic.
You can fall asleep watching them. It's boring. They're the opposite of Southwards. It's not electric at all.
Complete opposite. Very methodical.
None. I was falling asleep watching it, but it was beautiful. It was high, low, Libner to Fraser to K to high, low.
They have talent for sure. They have talent and they have good vibes. It's like vibes are important. They have a good rapport with the team. I was watching it. I was sitting behind it. They have very good vibes all together. Great group of guys.
So what do you do if you're the Rockets, Rami?
You draft better players. What am I supposed to say to that? I don't know. Dan has to score 40. Like, this is what if Dan scores 40, their team has a chance. If Ariel Freeman scores 40, their team has a chance, or 30. Like, they don't have enough firepower. Yeah. They don't have shot makers outside of Dan and Ariel. Maybe Heidemann, but like, who wasn't there. But like, they're just lacking shot makers. Like, I'm speaking, my team has not, like, I'm not a shot maker. Not me. My team has 4 shot makers, out of 7 guys. Like, you need shot makers in this league. Like, my team played great this week, missing Morty Shapiro. You have David Katz. Avi Nat was knocking down jumpers, right?
Who's the guy in the T-shirt?
Shai Kamenetsky subbed. I'm assuming that's who.
Oh, okay. He was
Morty wasn't here. But like, and Shai pulled an all-time move in this league. Shai went for a 2-for-1 with 30 seconds left in the half in a league that has a 35-second shot clock. Unbelievable. Yeah. And he missed. He shot from 35 feet and missed it with 30 seconds left. And I looked at him. I said, Shai, I think you just did a 2-for-1. but the shot clock's 35 seconds. He told me to
So
promise to say the story over and say that he make it, but I apologize. He bricked it.
No, that's fine. Well, that'll take us to the next game, which is the Celtics Cavs. This was actually it's a 10-point game. Cavs don't have Ezra Barron, you don't have Morty Shapiro, so you're both a little undermanned.
The game was the final score was closer than it was.
It was a very tight game the whole way. I think this was the difference. Like I think it was a tie game with like 5 minutes left.
We were up double digits in the first half. We had a classic, like a team that's up by 15, it steps off the gas the first 5 minutes of the half, and you blink and it's a 4-point game. Like that's what happened.
You don't want to blink against a team that has
Bromberg against Freundlich. And I felt bad for that kid Freundlich. He tried to lift off a couple times, and you cannot take off in the old gym. The floor is bad.
Interesting.
Like I thought he was going to tear his ACL. Like you can't lift off there. 3 or 4 guys slip trying to take off. You have to play differently. Like the floor sucks, And like they had a couple guys slip going for layups. We had a couple guys slips going for layups, and like Freundlich for sure was a lesser player than he probably is because we played them in the old gym. He just couldn't get lift off.
Well, that brings me to my notes here, and I'm taking a look at it. So the thing that I wrote was last week when you guys lost against the Bucks, who did the 2-3, I said you guys needed to have a point guard who could set pace. Sammy Nat did a really good job of doing that. I think they started off in a zone, and Nat brought the ball up.
Both Nats played great. Nats played great.
Yeah, Avi Nat was burying threes.
They both played very, very well. David played well. Sammy Marcus
was great.
Did not play well on the boards in the first game, and conversely was dominant on the boards from the opening tip.
I think what this game came down to, and I might come off as a little bit harsh, was that it was a tie game. Yeah, you were up 10, you blew the lead. Tie game, and let's say it's the fourth quarter. At the end of the day, like you guys got the ball to David Katz and he delivered. And I think there was like 3 or 4 possessions straight where Effie didn't really touch it. And then when he touched it, he got fouled on the 3. He missed 2 of the free throws. He missed the 3 that went in and out. When the games are tight, you gotta go to your stars.
You gotta have shot makers. That's why I told you that's a problem with Dan's team is they have 2 shot makers, maybe 3. But like you just need to have guys that will get like if somebody's left open, you need to be scoring. And like there are some teams that have 3 guys that could do that, not 4 or 5. And the league this year is deep. In the past, you used to be able to get away with having 2 or 3 playmakers and the rest glue guys. You need 4 or 5 playmakers these days. The league is deep.
Yeah. The league is very deep. It's the best league it's ever been in my experience. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out so the Cavs look great. You guys look great. Everyone was hitting threes. You're going to get Morty Shat back. To the victor goes the valor, right? It goes to the spoils. I think for the Celtics, I'm not looking again. It's only week 2, and you got a good win week 1 against a good Hawks team, and this is a good Cavs team. It's a very tough schedule. You just need a little bit. You got to make your free throws. They missed a ton of free throws, and Effie missed a couple. I think Bromberg missed some.
By the way, I'm looking at the roster. The Hawks have a roster. They have some guys.
The Hawks are stacked, and we can move to their team as well. But there's no reason to. They just beat the crap out of the Hornets. I mean, that was just So they beat the Hawks, right? They beat the Hawks. Yeah, Matty Reinhart didn't play, but they still won that game. I think they just need to get more Effie in transition. He doesn't get any easy shots, right? This is my take. If I'm Yoav Deutsch, I'm an A1 point guard. I played at the highest of levels. My best player is Effie Freundlich. What am I going to do to get him the ball in positions that he could be most successful to score? He was catching it 35 feet from the basket, guy in his grill, having to drive into a double team. He just really didn't catch it in places to be successful. They got to run something to get him easier shots. I mean, what did you guys do defensively against him?
I mean, honestly, we're going to be a hard team to game plan against. We can't like I want to say we could switch 1 to 4. I don't want to say 1 to 5. Like outside, like Sammy Nat's a little smaller, so like he's not gonna be able to switch on everybody. But between me, Avi Nat's a brick, dude. Like, have you seen how he's built? He's not so tall, but he's a bit of a brick house. Morty's a great defender. Dubbin defender. Marcus is a defender. Letter's a defender. Like, we have guys that could guard pretty much everybody. So like we just kept covering, hedging, switching picks. You know, like if you're gonna beat us, you're gonna have to make shots. We lost the first week because one guy had 27 points, like had 20 points in a row in the first half. Like a guy just didn't miss, and like the game ended there. You know, like we were down by 15 because a guy just scored on 10 straight possessions in our first game.
It was the Siegel guy, right?
Yeah. Like a guy wasn't supposed to be. Like, what are you gonna do? A guy got hot and like literally had 20 points in the first half in a row. You know, like there's nothing you could do. So like, and we just couldn't make up the difference then. But like, you're gonna have to make shots if you want to beat us. You're not gonna get easy buckets. It's just not happening.
No, I got you guys. You guys are a good looking team.
Drafted a good roster. Like his roster construction was very smart. Whereas there are other teams that are, like you said, like JJ's team has 6 guards. That could work, but you're going to run into some defensive issues later on in the season. We're not going to have a single issue like that. If we make shots, we're going to be great. It's as simple as that.
No, I mean, hats off to Avi Nat, who really put together a really, really good team. He put a really good team together. I mean, everyone likes that roster. So my next game, did you watch? So we're going to keep it in the old gym. Knicks Magic. This was a fun one. Overtime.
Yes.
Did you watch this game?
A bit of a collapse here, for sure.
Yeah.
They were up double digits with like 10 minutes left. I think it was like, what was it, 49-39 or 39-29? And like, it was some point, it was a 10-point game, and then it was tied, like in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been doing this thing with the Knicks that they shoot too many jumpers. I then tallied their jumpers outside of the 10 to 15 feet, and they were 0 for 10 in the first half, and I think 1 for 5 in this. They just can't shoot, and I don't know why they continue to shoot when they decide that they're going to play bully ball and they're going to crash the board and attack. They play really well when they decide, I'm going to shoot shots. They stink at it. I mean, they're not.
They have
a
roster for sure. Like they got guys.
Oh yeah, for sure. So the Magic were up 10.
Yeah,
and
then I just don't know what
really
happened.
liked it. I
guess
really
they just missed.
Yeah, no, the Magic, the Bookbinder twins, they moved the ball really well. They hit these back cuts. They looked really good. They're moving back and forth, back cuts, high lows, really Yeshiva League basketball. To your point, I mean, that is the most Yeshiva League team that they have.
Yeah, I mean, Yossi Faber is like an old school Yeshiva League legend,
Oh, yeah. Well,
so like they definitely have Yeshiva League ball.
The Magic, I think, are up 1. They foul, I think, Gelman, or he gets fouled. He's at the line. He misses it. They get the rebound, and Schreier completely fouls over Faber. He fouls the crap out of him. You could watch the highlight. He literally tackles him. The ref doesn't call it.
Jack, by the way, we need like a social media intern that like clips after we finish recording, that clips the plays that we're talking about.
I have the clip. It's the last play of the game. The Magic kind of like they're up 10, they kind of blow it, or the Knicks who was up? The Magic were up and they blew it?
The Magic were up and then blew it all the way at the end, yeah.
Yeah, when the Knicks decided that they were going to try on defense, they kind of just locked up the Magic, and they looked good. And
they also killed them on the glass late, even without Weisberg there. They killed them on the glass late.
They killed him. And this guy, Ezra Silfen, was great, by the way. I want to mention him in terms of steals at the draft. I'm all over the place because I watched these games and I wrote notes, and now I should have him in front of me. But Silfen had the ball. He when they needed a bucket, the Knicks needed a bucket. Silfen went to the basket and he got it. But anyway, he's great.
I remember that specifically. That guy was on a mission driving for sure. He was searching out contact, which is not something you always see in this league. He was looking for it.
They got him in the 5th round. They have Silfen. They have 5 great players with Silfen and Gelman, Schreier,
No, and they
Farkas.
got what's it called? Shlomo's a glue guy, Farkas. Like he'll do the
Weisberg is
dirty work.
great.
He'll do the dirty work. Sure.
This Silfen kid is really good. So, like, when the game was on the line, they went to him, and he got to the line, they're down 1, he gets to the line. That's what happened. Silfen drives, he gets to the line and gets fouled. The down 1, he misses it. Faber rebounds, takes it out. Schreier just runs him over. Absolute foul. I would have been furious. I would have thrown the ball at the wall. Schreier goes for the layup. They call a foul. He misses the front end of the one-on-one. Gelman comes out of nowhere, gets a rebound, and Bookbinder does in my opinion, a pretty clean block. And the refs call a foul. So I understand that the Bookbinder team philosophy for the last 2 years has been we have to be mensches and we have to be menschlich. I think it didn't do them any favors in this game. I think knowing how to ride the refs and knowing how to call them out and get them thinking about what they need to be calling, especially against the Knicks team that was grabbing their shorts and
you and I should give some classes. You and I know how to do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think the Magic should have drafted you on the bench. I mean, just to have you come in and you would have gotten that call.
I would have gotten that call. Sure.
Faber didn't get it. Faber shook Schreier's hand after it's a good one or something. It was just too nice,
Listen, I'm never going to get on guys for playing this league bench. Like we have enough guys that take it a little too seriously. You included, Jack.
That's true. I watched every single game. I think there's no doubt that I take this way too seriously. There's no excuse to this.
You and shout out Rebbe Burry Klein. You two are in a class of your own.
You mean my best friend? I love Burry Klein. We're homies. Yeah, me and the Rebbe, we take it serious. To be fair, I have fun with this. I do have a lot of fun with the summer league and watching the games. It's not like there's other ball on. I mean, there's Sophie and Caitlin, but when they're not on, give me Rami.
Listen, I'm with it. I'm with it. It's fun. This league has become not just basketball. It's social. It's active. It's competitive. It's good.
What happened?
Shout out our sponsors. I'm not paid by the sponsors. I don't have to say, but shout out whoever's sponsoring it.
Where did Barron go, by the way?
I have no idea.
Where did this guy go?
I'm here.
What's going on? You have any take on these games?
It's okay. He's due because I didn't watch any of the Thursday games. So once we get past Wednesday, I don't have much.
I'll help back out. Sorry,
I don't have much input here.
I parked. I came back, and then I had to start cooking some food.
Yeah, we need you to cook on some cakes.
I'm cooking.
Yeah. Well, okay, you have to lead us here because I have no idea about those Thursday games.
I thought the old. Let me just finish that. I thought the old gym games were a lot of fun. Magic and Knicks are a lot of fun. The Magic could easily be 2-0. I mean, the Knicks could easily be 2-0, and they're 1-1, and they could easily be 0-2. And
how many points did Sudworth have in their first game?
35.
No, the first game he had 21 out of 46.
Out of 46.
Yeah. And the second game was 35 out of 64.
He needs a big guy. If you and Sudworth played on the same team, Jack, you guys would be unstoppable.
It'd be tough. I want to play with him. We'll see. We'll see if we get to play in RCCS. If not, it'll be me and Barron.
In the fours or threes?
It's fours.
Fours?
Yeah, let's get a team together.
All right, we'll talk.
All right, moving on.
Jazz, Pelicans.
I'm going to jump to the Pistons versus the Sixers. This was two healthy teams. This is a bad matchup for the Sixers. I think this goes to show you how much more talented this league has gotten, because I feel like in any other year, shout out to Allie popping in, any other year that Sixers team with the vets that
Jack, just give a shout out.
With the vets that they have, would be a really nightmarish team on any given night. But I just think these new guys on the Pistons matched up really well. The ability to throw both Chaim Marcus and Ari Mitnick at Stevie Paul, where you have somebody to guard him at all times, with Barron taking Dietz with Lou and Gene are good enough. If those are now your third, fourth, and fifth best defenders with Ellie the dog Greenberg. Oh, shout out the big dog.
Listen, Ellie has one job this season. It's to use all 6 of his fouls in his 20 minutes.
Oh, dude, I think
he's got one job. I feel the same way this year. If I finish a game with less than 4 fouls, I didn't play well.
Oh, dude, Ellie the dog. I think the Pistons have 4 of the 5 toughest guys in the league, and it's Ellie the dog, Greenberg, Ari Mitnick, Kai Marcus, and Avi Baron. I'm trying to. Sudwards is probably the 5th. They got 4 of the 5. It's a nasty, tough team, and they beat the crap out of the Sixers.
Marcus, I gotta give him a shout out. He should be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. Like, he is stopping the top echelon of the league, like the top players.
Yeah, I've never seen this guy, but I hear he's a dog. I have to watch him. Stevie,
I don't know if he scored on him. He scored on me. I mean, listen, he probably has 50 pounds on me. It was in transition.
He scored 6 points.
He had 6 points. He scored on me. He might have scored on me again, and he might have scored on Jeremy Siegel. I don't think he scored on Marcus. I think Marcus fully shut him down. And
Marcus is really hard
you gotta
to drive
give him some credit.
You can't, when you drive on Marcus, you can't get your shoulder into him. He's not going to move.
Yeah,
so if you want to score on him,
football player.
You have to beat him with jump shots. You have to be a jump shooter to score on him, which, and he's a great defender. He's playing amazing. He won a championship last year. He's really locked into the league. He could go on the pod every week and know what's going on.
And let me tell you this. There's a big difference between Marcus of last year and Marcus of this year. It's a total 180. A total 180. I want to hear it. I mean, last year, last year.
Put him on blast.
Last year, I've told him, and if I'm not, I would tell him. Last year, you give him any critique, it's right back in your face. It's like, nah, you did this wrong. You did this wrong. It's like heated and he was like looking to score and looking to do too much. This year he gets it. He gets it. He knows his role. He knows he's bigger than everyone else. He knows that if there's a mismatch, he's getting that offensive board. He's chilling for a second, 3 seconds even, because there's no one touching him, and then he's putting it back up there for an easy bucket. And he knows he's shutting down the best player of the league, and he loves it. He loves shutting down the best player on every team. That's what he lives for.
He turned out to be an absolute steal.
He is one of my a sneak peek. He is one of my top 10 draft steals of the league, where he was drafted in the 4th round, mid to late 4th round, easily top 3rd round value in my opinion. When you got a Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
He's playing a lot like how Judah Shanzer played last year. Everyone fell in love with Shanzer, and rightfully so. I think Marcus is playing like that. I think the Pistons, I think you guys are favorites right now. I think we talk about pretenders or contenders. If I'm the Sixers, I'm not freaking out. It's just one game. They played the night before, I think, or it was like 2 games in 3 nights. That's never good to have that, where you have and it was a nail biter. And then you come in after a nail biter and then have to play bully ball with Ari Mitnick and Kai Marcus for 50 minutes.
Yeah, that's tough.
Ari Mitnick goes downhill. He's a raging bull. It's like, I've been on his team and I've been, on against him. He is one of the hardest players, in the Yeshiva League period to guard when he gets his weight with him. He doesn't look like he's not he's big, but he's not huge.
He's literally Luka. He's Luka. He slows it down, and he just waits for you to jump and then he lays it up. And the mid-range killer. He did not miss a mid-range shot this game. It was a masterpiece, a masterclass. Mid-range.
Yeah, no, he could score with the best of them. He's definitely in the top 5 bucket getters in the whole league. Just get me 2 points. He reminds me of Zebo crossed with Melo. It's just he's just great.
It's more mellow. It's more mellow, because Melo really used to use his weight to his advantage. He did the fadeaway, but he used to throw his shoulder into you, get a little bit of space, and then pop that.
That's a tough team. I mean, the Sixers have a bounce back week. Who do they play this week? They got the Knicks. That should be a fun game. I think they'll be okay. Let's move on to let's do Bucks Grizzlies. Avi, I'm gonna let you cook on this one.
This was a fun game to watch. You got two players who are probably in the top 10 in the league. Another one of my, actually two of my steals of the draft in Ben Haber on the Bucks and Pacey Jacoby, the older one, the older, shorter, and just electric guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one, the younger one, wasn't there that game, so I think he's pretty solid.
Do they have
so
the
they're
same name? Are
They
they
have the
two
same name.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
their
same name.
cousins. And
They're
their
brothers?
Cousins.
Brothers would be wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got to be Syrian, right?
No, they're white.
I
So
don't know,
they can be
but
white Syrian.
They're white
they have
Ashkenaz.
they have a following. There was a whole crowd watching Pacey.
Yeah, their whole family
Go.
comes. It's great.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
definitely Syrian then.
It's
for sure
cool to
Syrian.
see.
No,
So-
they're not Syrian. They're not.
They
So
can
the
be white
first-
Syrian.
The
No, I
first
know
half,
the family. I know the family. They're related to Weinberger.
So then they're not. They're
They're-
white as can be. That's shocking.
They're as white as white as can be. Go ahead, Bear. What were you saying?
Anyway, so the first half, Haber was cooking. Dude was just there was no one who could get in his way. One-on-one, there's no one who can stand in his way to the bucket. And they need to throw multiple defenders at them. And they kind of understood that after in transition. I think he scored 4 times, just going straight to the rim. Just finishing right hand, left hand, didn't matter. Dude can jump out of the
You
gym.
know what you got to do when a guy does that, and like it's a little shameless. You got to call on a Greenberg or a Polinsky, and you got to lay the hammer. The next time he goes up for a layup, he's not getting that shot off. I
Yeah,
promise.
but
Yeah,
he's
Polinsky,
strong
what
too.
happens-
He's
what
strong
happens
too,
when
and
you
he
lay
can
the
jump
hammer?
over you.
What happens when you lay the hammer on Ben Haber and he wants to get into a fight with you? What's actually happening?
I'll figure it out then. But
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I just mean like
Do
when
you
a
see
guy,
his body?
when a guy's
The dude
cooking
could
you like
fly.
that, you got to
The
send
dude
a
could
message.
fly. And
gotta send a
it
message.
looked in the first half, it looked like they were going to be unstoppable and it was going to be a complete blowout. But credit to the Grizzlies, they slowed the pace down, even though Pacey's electric, but they were passing well, hitting some threes to keep it a game, and Pacey played well. I watched more of the first half than the second half, but the Bucks then once I think Haber was taking some bad shots because they were doubling him or or on the pick and roll, they were just having all eyes on him and converging. He was taking some fadeaway threes. He knew it, that he was taking some bad shots. And then they just went to their passing through the zone and getting some good shots up. And then that's how they got the win.
By the way, Baby Weinberger, who played versus us when we played them week 1, like Moshe's
Danny.
son,
Yeah.
which I don't know his first name. He could play a little. He had a couple
He's good.
very
He's
nice
good. He's
finishes.
very good.
Like,
He's very
he
good.
could play. He can really play. I was impressed. He can play.
Yeah. Their whole team. I mean, their
No,
team
he's
is
great. So
Every
this is
year
my-
they're solid. Every year the Weinbergers
they're
are
solid, and they got the best
Every
player in the
year.
league.
No, so
they're-
I think this is the year that they are the favorites. Every year
It's
they're
fine.
solid, and they have Alex Kelson. I think Danny Weinberger and Alex Kelson are comparable. I think they're pretty equal, and they usually get like a second round pick, like a Noah Block or Donnie Heidemann. Instead of Noah Block or Donnie Heidemann or David Moskovich, they have Ben Haber, who quite possibly is the best player in the whole league. It's either him, Freundlich, or Sudworth. So they just got better. So they have their Alex Kelson level player in Danny Weinberger, and their second pick, which they usually have every year, is now Ben freaking Haber. This is
It's a legit team. This is a legit
this is
team.
the Bucks year to
Nobody
lose.
wants
They
I
are
agree,
a
I
contender. They're
agree.
a
They're the
top
favorites.
5 team.
They're the favorites.
I think they're number one. I think because of
You have them one?
consistency. I have
Yeah.
them one because of
I have
culture.
them 1, but I have them 2.
Because
I have
they're
them-
also going to play high IQ basketball. So, like, you have a Ben Haber talent plus guys that know how to play ball. You don't always get those on the same team.
Yeah.
So they have
It's the
IQ
best-
plus talent.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the best player in the best situation. They already have culture. They have vets. They have young guys. They have the best player on the best culture. It's set up for them to be really well. I mean, they're number one on my power rankings.
Yes,
I'm
and
gonna pull it up.
they have the secret to winning this league: a 7th-round pick who doesn't dress.
Yeah,
that's the hidden secret to winning this league.
I would agree with
right.
you. I would agree with you if the league didn't get so deep. Now there's teams where 7th-rounders can play, so
for sure,
it's a little different.
Obviously. But like, you get what I was saying.
Oh
I do get
yeah,
what you're
no,
saying.
6
Yeah.
is huge. I won with the Hawks. We only played 6. We only played, 100%. I almost drafted Mo Weinberger.
Shout out to Oren Glickman, our former stats and semi-commissioner. But he really was, he was not doing it nice when Isaac Merwis was drafting him as an unofficial 7th-round pick every year. That was a little bit of BS. But I get the strategy.
Great strategy.
Especially
in a 20-minute half. 20-minute half game when you don't need so many subs. Great strategy.
Yep.
No, so I'm moving on to so I got the Bucks, we got the Knicks, we did that, we did the Celtics. We could talk about Jazz Pelicans. You guys, I mean, this is just
Jazz is a total beatdown. I mean, Pelicans, like, you could talk about it. I don't know if they're so
Pelicans
good.
in trouble?
I don't know. I was just watching Rocky.
Listen, the Jazz have a very,
shooting
very
bad
good
shot
roster.
after bad shot. I don't know. Hate to put him on blast because great kid and all, and he's a great player, but he was just taking some bad shots.
Right, Rami, let's hear you cook on the Jazz.
I know these guys. I know Boosie intimately. I know Fuhrer, obviously. One of my cousins is on the team, and like,
Aiden.
I don't know how the point of the draft went that like they were just gifted Gottfeld. That like that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, the guy has the last name. He's a shot maker.
He's in my 10. He's in my 10. Don't worry.
He's a shot maker. So like, how did other captains, again, I wasn't in the draft.
It's skinny Gov, right?
How did other captains let Gottfeld fall to where he fell in the draft? I'm not going to say where because so on.
No, you could say where. He
went in like the 4th round or something. No,
yeah.
You're giving him compliments.
It doesn't make any sense. I was like, there were some picks in this draft that made no sense to me. Both guys taken too high and then guys taken too low. Like, this was without a doubt one of the weirdest / worst drafted drafts I've seen in a long time. Guys made mistakes all over the board, all over. That's why some of these teams are a lot better than the others.
That's
one of the mistakes.
You know what's so funny? I was talking to one of the captains prior to the draft. We were all talking, all the captains chat about who you like here, what do you like there. And a name that kept floating was Gottfeld. Oh my God, he's skinny. Have you seen him on JCC? He's lost weight. He looks, and by the way, I didn't even recognize him when I saw him. I was like, oh, what's up? I'm Jack. He's like, oh, dude, it's me. It's Gov. I'm like, oh my, holy crap. Like, he's playing like Yisrael Feld right now. He's playing out of his mind.
He always had the talent.
I don't know him. I don't know him that long.
I know him back
for
from
the last 4 years.
NC like Colel. Gov can ball. Like the guy knows how to
Maybe
light
that was
up.
the issue.
Like,
no one knew him.
He's the only Baron. He's the only West shooter in the whole league.
That's so crazy, man. Some of these captains just don't do their homework. Then, like,
he's the best shooter in the league.
Steal. They may be they're a top 5 team because of that pick. Like, for sure. Like, Boosie has talent. My cousin has big time talent. Not the highest IQ player in the world, but big time talent.
Big time talent.
Eric Lifshitz as a POA
winner,
as a POA defender, he's as valuable as anybody in this league. Yeah. So like, kudos to Fuhrer for like understanding that. Blau, great glue guy.
They got a complete complete team.
Yeah,
they got everything. They got shooting. They got defense. They got an A1 scorer.
Obviously,
they got everything.
I taught him our first year. That's how you draft a team.
I think I got to give them credit. They were very lazy week 1. They went up 15-1 against the Lakers. And then they're like, oh, we got Boosie, we got Gob, we got Fuhrer, we got Lifshit. Like, then they coasted in the Lakers, and they were lazy. And the Lakers hit a bunch of threes and pulled out an improbable win. I think the Jazz.
I'm not sure their team's going to lose again the rest of the season. I'm not sure.
I would
It
not
could happen,
be
but I'm
shocked.
not like I wouldn't bet on that. They're
I would.
solid.
Yeah, they're a really good team. Bad, unfortunate night for the Pels. I think the Pelicans will be fine. So if I'm the Pelicans, so I'm watching them and I look at their roster. So okay, we agree the Jazz are great. They probably would have won either way. Fine. But the Pelicans, I think they need an identity. And if I look at their roster, I think they have 4 or 5 of the best defenders in the whole league with Benheim and Rafi and Chesner and Noam Block. And if I'm them, like if Jack Reinhardt was on this team, which is what he does really well, is control an identity and have a pace and say, all right, like last year, the Hornets,
Yeah.
I would just be like, we're going to slow the game down and make this the scrappiest bar fight you've ever been in. And like what the Knicks did with the Magic, just scrappy defense, make it hard to score, low scoring, just hang your hat on defense and make it impossible to score. I thought they shot too quickly in the shot clock. I mean, there's no need for them to play fast pace. It's not their game.
I love Rafi. He's a baller, a dog, but he needs a point guard. He's not a point guard. And like that team, I'm looking at their roster, feels to me like they're lacking they'd be great if they had Yossi Faber. You know, like they need a general out there. Like I haven't seen him play, but I could tell there's no way they have the proper floor general for that roster.
I know. I still really like this team. I think they had an unfortunate week 1 because nobody showed up. So I don't even count that game. This week 2, they're hitting the Jazz after they blew a game, and they're maybe I'm not worried. I mean, last year the team that won the championship,
Who do they have
was
next
us,
week?
0-3, and we should have been 0-4, right? Herman hits a miracle shot where he fumbles the ball and throws it at the rim, and it goes in. You really don't have to worry until week 4, really. Week 1, 2, and 3, you could lose games and figure yourself out. But I would hone in on their defensive talent more than anything. Moving on, Hawks, Hornets. I'm not really going to talk about it. Hawks were a better roster. Breaking news, by the way, Nets beat the Hawks. I'm going to rewatch that game. I want to see Sudwards put on a clinic. Sudwards versus Jack Reinhardt. What a fun matchup. I'm really excited about that. Thunder versus T-Wolves was actually a lot closer of a game. This is to talk about rosters that we like. We're talking about the Jazz. We talk about the T-Wolves now. They got Mason, Herman,
Was that game
Rami
tonight?
Leifer. No, that was last week. Oh, the Thunder played tonight, but it's Mason, Herman, Rami Leifer, Sam Benheim, and I'm missing someone else in the starting 5 that's really good. And Noah Benemy. I think this is the most perfect starting 5, like pure starting 5 in the league. We have a point guard, shooting guard, small forward.
This is going to be a very good test. This is going to be a very good test for my team this week.
But Mason's injured, no?
He played last week. He looked good. And
Benemy's telling me he's injured.
If he's out, then they're going to lose.
No, I don't know about out, but he's just not himself. I don't know.
Well, man, that might be helpful. They have a lot of talent. So maybe Mason taking a step back and trying to fit in as a third option to be the best third option in the league or the best second option rather than the first. It might be helpful. I don't know. This seems like, the Thunder, to their credit, I really like their team. I like JJ and Vets. I think they're going to pull off a lot of wins like they did tonight against on paper superior teams because they just have those veteran dogs. They got Daniel Malka and Gersberg and
I want to see them against a team with actual size. Like I would love to match up with them and see if they can take Ari and Marcus on the floor at the same time.
No.
I want to see them against you guys.
No.
Take on Jack, Brenner,
Zero
AJ,
chance.
everyone over 6 feet. I want to see the matchup.
Which team?
This is the Thunder, the with the 4 guards.
I want to see them take a team where there's 2 guys,
that's
6'2" and over.
Bro, we have Sammy Marcus and Lehrer and W. Katz. Like, how are they going to guard us? Like, we have.
That's what I'm saying. JJ can do it all, and he can score 25 every week. But how are they defending?
They're 2-1 right now.
I know. Who are they playing next?
I'll tell you who they're playing next.
By the way, I don't know if my team plays them. I have to check. But I would
No, I
love to
don't
see
think so.
JJ. I would love to see JJ and Morty go at it. Because Morty's fun. You know Morty. Morty's feisty
I know
when he's playing
Morty. Are you kidding me? I played him twice last year, including in the championship
I
game. I
know.
made jokes that he was talking shit and singing Schar Mitzvah Mitzvah after he hit a J in my face, like
Morty's
doing,
dog,
doing
dude.
What are you talking about? I blocked him 4
Listen,
times in one possession.
Jack, if I had a hit song on Spotify, I'd be singing it when I'm raining threes also.
Yo, Morty's a dog. He had 40 points on me last year, including a game-winning skyhook left-handed baseline, and it's recorded. And I had to watch it on Instagram Live for that whole week. And they were playing, "Oh, they see it is They're doing the whole thing. Horrible. I love Morty. He's a great guy. So anyway, the T-Wolves look good. They got any layup that they wanted against the Thunder because they don't really have rim protection. But the Thunder kept it really close. They kept it close the whole game. They battle, man. They battle. The T-Wolves just have a better roster construction-wise, like Sam Benheim.
There's a team that scored 31 points total in a game last week. Oh, man. That's bad. The Hornets.
He's sure not looking at the B League.
I don't think
Hornets.
So. That's
it's
the Hornets.
We weren't talking about
31.
The Hornets are in trouble.
We got them this week.
I don't
we
want to.
got them on Wednesday, Jack. What's
set
your
a spread?
What do you
Jack,
guys think?
Set a spread. Barron's team versus the Hornets. What's the spread?
I'm not going to be. I already made a promise midway through last year that I'm not going to be I'm not going to be mean on the pod.
By the way, I've literally bit my tongue like 7 times tonight. There's been some players I've wanted to go in on, and I bit my tongue.
Rami's a good boy. Rami's being a good boy.
We're trying to be nice, but boy, I bit my tongue a few times.
As you should, because just take it from me. Like last year, I think I said something about the Weinbergers, and I saw Rav Yosef at like a Oneg or something. I'm like, "Oh, what's up, my guy?" And he would have thought I hit his dog backing out of my driveway. He looked so upset at me. And it hurt. I went, "Oh, I gotta be nicer to people." Like I had wisdom. Boozy had a wanted poster with my face on it. He's throwing darts at it because I was talking about how bad out of shape he was.
I would love for them to talk back on the court or get on a pod and talk back.
Your face?
That's what I would.
No, nah, he has it with
you gotta
your
piss
face.
him off, and we'll hit the trifecta.
What?
Yeah, no.
I said you gotta
we're
piss
friends
him
now.
off also, and then we'll hit the trifecta.
Oh, it's perfect. I was hoping we do another trifecta, but that one works too. But anyway, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I think I told this to Betty Tugman already. And again, I made a promise that every prediction I get wrong, I'll give $20 to Sadaka. The Hornets are in trouble this week. It's not a good-looking matchup, but they don't match up well with the Pistons.
I love Benny Tuckman also. He's a sweetheart. I feel bad that the roster looks this way, but it doesn't look good.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, when I did my mock, and we could go through our steals of the draft, I really thought that team was going to have Tuckman and Johnny Levine with Greenberg. It's not how it went. Johnny Levine went to me at 42, and he's averaging 28 points a game. So I thank you, Lee.
He's a shot maker.
Thank you, Lee, for letting me get this guy.
Yeah, he should have been picked way earlier.
Right. Levine should have went earlier, and Gobfeld should have went way earlier.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
All right, so that is the. I mean, we could talk about Hornets, Hawks. I just don't.
Nah, the Hawks are not going to have Mikey Mitnick come playoffs. It's tough to talk about them because they're not like a real team until we see them without Mikey.
Yeah,
where is he going?
He's making Aliyah.
Tough.
Anyway, let's make our predictions.
Tough.
Let's make our predictions for next week, and then we could look at the steals of the draft. So actually, we already know what happened tonight. Thunder Nuggets. I would have guessed Nuggets because I believe in them, but the Thunder won. Hawks.
Yeah,
Nets.
wow. That's an upset
Nets
for me.
on this podcast because I really believe in Ellie Sudworth.
How did my boy Sudworth do?
Sudworth. I'm gonna watch the game. Believe me. But the Nets beat the Hawks, and then we got the.
There we go. That's my boy. Listen, I know ball. I trust my boy Sudworth.
Oh, we had Suns Lakers, which was technically last week. I watched that. The Suns are the deepest team in the league.
Suns
They're
are
the
so
deepest
good.
team. They're very good. They got 6 guys who could really score and defend. They're the sleeper Suns. If the Bucks are 1 in my power rankings,
They got to be
I think
3.
Heat and Pistons are right there. I think the Suns are 4. I think you have Cavs, Jazz, Wolves in the mix there.
Wow. I do not
Kings.
know a single player on the
What about
Suns.
Clippers?
That's
You
where
forgot
this league has
Clippers.
gotten. I
And the
don't know
Clippers.
one guy.
No,
Yeah,
Tani's
my
very good.
top. Yeah,
Tani's very
Tani
good.
can go 6'4". They have a bunch of they're all young yeshivish guys that play well together. If I were to choose my power rankings, I'd probably go Bucks 1. I'd probably go, I'll probably go Suns 2. Let's go Suns 2. Take myself out of it.
Yeah,
I go
right.
Heat and Pistons neck and neck. Jazz 5, Clippers 6 with the Cavs there, and the Wolves
Reasonable.
there. That's
I'd
8.
agree.
Hawks 9, and then Celtics 10. That's my top 10.
I don't think you're going to get any arguments from us. I think it's clear also which teams are in the
that
upper
group.
echelon of the league and which teams are a step below. I think it's very clear.
Well, it's also early, so it wouldn't be surprising to me if the Sixers went on a run. I wouldn't surprise me. A lot of things could happen. All right, so let's pick.
Back to predictions
All right, so let's go.
for this week, starting on Tuesday.
Pelicans Rockets. Who you guys taking?
I'm not
I'm taking the Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Any game that the Rockets are in, I'm fading. So I'll take Pelicans.
I'm biting the opposite. Oh boy, that team. The craziest part about that team is Dan traded his 2nd and 3rd round pick for a 1st rounder, and he could have taken Donnie
and lit his
Heineman in the
1st round
2nd
pick
round.
on fire.
No, I mean he Donnie Heineman's a great pick. Nothing wrong with that, but Donnie Heineman was going to be there in the 2nd round.
That's what I mean, light on fire. Great baller, but why are you trading your pick to pick a guy you could have had?
You could have had him, and you could have kept your 3rd and 4th rounder. I mean, it's tough. Yeah. Bucks Magic. This isn't close. I'm taking the Bucks.
Yep. Same here.
All right, this is interesting. Celtics Jazz. 2 teams in our top 10. Who you guys got?
I got Jazz. I think they're just a complete team, and the Celtics are too top heavy for me.
Rami.
The Celtics are weird. I feel like we played very well on D against them, so they weren't able to get loose. Yoav Deitch was running into walls. He took some bad shots, but I guard him a few possessions. He was just he wasn't getting anywhere. He pulled up from deep. They hit some shots, but I didn't see them let it loose. And like I said, I feel like Effie couldn't let it loose and couldn't be as athletically talented as he is because of the court. So I'm gonna go Celtics because they definitely have talent.
No,
I think
hold
they have
on. Breaking news. Effie and Deutsch are missing. This is a Jazz win.
All right.
How did you just get that info?
I just remember that Yoav Deutsch asked me for Bernstein's number.
Yeah. I'll go with the Jazz then. The Jazz.
I thought you're only allowed to have a 7th rounder.
Yeah, well, a 5th rounder for a 1st and a 2nd.
What?
Effie's a 1st pick and Yoav's a 2nd, so they get a 5th.
Okay, I'm not going to pretend to understand rules. So
I don't know. You need to know advanced
Listen,
calculus.
All you guys need to know is when the league first started in the first 5 years, when the captains were me and Josef Weinberger and the classics, the captains just agreed themselves what was fair. And Rami Leifer, we just agreed what was fair, and it was mensch-like, and that was it. And the league was great. Now there's bylaws and bylaws upon bylaws.
So who was the captain that changed it all, Rami?
I don't need to air that one out.
We're not. Yeah.
The truth is, he's not in the league anymore. One of them's not in the league anymore. That was really bylaw freak, but another one is, and we don't need to air it out. So it's all good.
I've been furious at the Levies that way. I say the worst part of the league is their sub rule, but it's become such a part of it that it's
I get why it has to be this way, because there's enough people that are sticklers like that. It's unfortunate. We should be able to just agree who knows who and make a sub, but there's enough guys that are take it seriously enough that really would be upset by the bylaws that
they should be able to allow. They should be able to allow Rafi Bitnik for Effie Freundlich, but That's not allowed.
All right, that's what I'm saying. Like, we should be able to be reasonable, but whatever. It happens.
All right, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Sixers
I
Knicks.
was missing Ari. Week 1.
Sixers Knicks. I think this is another physical battle for the Sixers. They have Gelman to guard Stevie, but I don't think this is going to be a real test for the Sixers. This is going to tell me everything I need to know.
Sixers here. I think they have enough offense that they'll be able to win this. I think, but the Knicks can play some D. Like when they bear down, they have some dogs.
The Knicks can play D, but do they have guard defenders or big defenders?
Yeah. So the Knicks have this guy Ezra Silfen, who's an absolute stud of a point guard, 5th round. Another guy was a steal. You talk about steals. This guy down the stretch got them baskets, and he's a point guard. I'm going to take the Knicks.
I'm going to go with the other team. I'm not such a fan of the Knicks roster. I'm going to go with the 76ers.
I'm going Sixers too. I'm just going to pick the best player on the floor. I'll take Stevie to bounce back from last week.
That's generally a fair move.
Yeah.
I think that this game is everything for this. For me, not for the Sixers. They should never think one game is everything because you have to just peak in the playoffs. But my opinion of where they are as a team, I think we'll see with this game. If they come out and get pulverized by the Knicks, who haven't pulverized anybody, I think that'll tell me a lot. If they pulverize the Knicks, that'll tell me a lot. If it's a good game and they win, that'll tell me something. Good game and they lose, that doesn't tell me much. But anyway, Hornets, Pistons. I think it's a long night for the Hornets.
I'm obviously taking myself.
Heat Lakers. That's 2 games in 3 nights. I'm obviously taking myself.
Jack, with you guys having Johnny Levine, I'm taking you guys over most
teams.
teams.
I am taking the Heat to go 8-0 and win the ship. If my team is not winning the ship, the Heat, until someone figures out this full court fast break, get a rebound, pass it up to Johnny.
You also have AJ Rosenblum playing team basketball, Jack.
I know.
If you pull that one off, your team is going to be good.
You know that we have AJ playing team ball. Yes, we do.
You have AJ. I watched your game. I didn't see him take a shot. I saw him passing, playing defense, and communicating, and not yelling at the refs.
And he had 19 points.
Listen,
you got AJ playing team ball. You're going to be good.
Yeah, AJ, I figured out. Well, I play a lot with AJ actually during the year. And so we actually got into a level of comfortability. And I'm a psycho on the court. And he's a psycho competitor. And so we both kind of click that way, that we have that extra gear. I figured out he's an excellent point guard, AJ. Everyone thinks of AJ as like a 3, like a scorer, a slasher.
Good passer.
He's an amazing passer.
Very good passer.
So I just go, all right, we're running half court. AJ, you take the 1. This way, he gets to utilize what I think is his most underrated skill, which is his passing. We take Johnny could fit into any system. I could fit into anything. Brenner is just doing setting screens, rebounding, and he's going to have a game where he goes off. And it's worked out really well. AJ looks great. Everyone looks really good. I think look, we have.
I think the only team that matches your style well is the Kings, and they're too small.
The Kings play exactly the same way.
Yeah, but they're more in shape.
Maybe the Bucks with Ben Haber running, could also plus Daniel Weinberger, but
but then what style are they playing?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. They do have 2 guys that are young and can run.
You need to have a team that has great defense, 1 to 5, can run, can get back to stop the transition, and can also score. So I don't know. I think the Kings have it.
We have the second worst defense in the league, but we have the best offense. We really
because half of your team is down the floor and walking back, and so and just staying up there. So whatever, it's a track meet.
You're playing You're the 2006 Phoenix Suns.
Yeah,
I respect.
No,
yeah,
D'Antoni. This is what we were doing.
It's working for now.
It's working, and then we don't. I wanted to hope that we don't have to adjust. I'm sure eventually we will.
let's round out the predictions here.
We got Grizzlies.
We're having a good time, but no one's gonna listen to us for an hour and a half. So
you're so wrong, by the way.
Yeah, we got chapters. Don't worry.
By the way,
Chapters
apparently I'm wrong. If Rav Yosef Weinberger was listening enough to get mad at you last year.
Yeah, no, people listen. When I do the chapters, when I don't do the chapters, nobody listens.
Yeah, you got to do chapters.
I didn't do chapters last week, and only like 5 people listened. But it was the 5 people who said.
You're gonna have to look back. Right. Also, this has genuinely been good content. So like, make people watch it.
I'll do the chapters. All right, Kings. It just takes more time, but Kings versus Grizzlies. I am taking. I don't think the Grizzlies go 0-3. I'm going to take the Grizzlies.
I'm going with the Grizzlies simply because I don't know enough players on the other team.
I got the Kings. I think they're great at defense, and they're going to be able to stop as a team. Stop Pacey.
Yeah,
I mean they also have Kelson, so they have good guard scorers, but they got 5 guys who can run with anyone. So I got the Kings here. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be a close game.
You know what? I kind of agree with you. I'm going to switch my pick. I'm taking the Kings. Right. I think this is a bad matchup for the Grizzlies.
Akiba Blumenthal's consistently in elite shape. You know, like they have guys. Kelson's can ball. I think they're going to get a W.
Blumenthal's not on. Is he on the Grizzlies?
He's on the Grizzlies.
Oh, okay. Wolves Cavs. Oh, this is the game of the week.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yep.
That's a game. Oh, no. Suns Clips also. These are 2 great games.
We got a real game this week, boys.
Thursday night is the night to show up at the gym to watch some good games here. Cavs, Wolves. Ooh. Yeah. You know what? In honor of Rami, I'm taking the Cavs. You got him on the pod.
Listen, I need to know what the over-under is set at for the amount of fouls I use on the amount of fouls I use on Michael Herman. I need to know, it's 2.5. At least 2.5. I think I'm going to foul him
just on it. Yeah, for sure.
3.5. Dr. Herman.
Like, he's not hitting a 3 in my face. I don't think he's getting one up. If he gets one up,
he'll probably just take you in the post. He's
correct,
big.
And then I'll pass him off to our twin towers down there, which is fine. You know, but he's not hitting a 3 in my face ever again. I had enough of that one game.
I think the Cavs are too good at defense, and the Wolves haven't figured it out yet. I think it's too early for them, and they have I don't know if they match so well on paper. And what are they, 1-1 right now?
Yeah,
I don't think it's clicked. I don't think it's clicked yet. And Mason's like not 100%. It's not great. It's not great timing.
If Mason and Herman both get hot, they're going to be tough to beat because Rami Lafer is a very good passer. I really respect his true point guard skills, having played against him every year and with him last year. He really has good feel for the game. So if Herman and Wedgel can get hot and light it up, we're going to have a tough time. But outside of that, I don't see a way that we're not going to just wear him down. We're going to wear him down.
Yeah, I got the Cavs close.
I got the Cavs
2-point win. A 2-point win.
It'll be a close game.
All right, final one. This is the game of the night. Suns Clippers, 2 undefeated teams.
I got the Suns. The Suns are really good. Really good and young. And young matters. So
I gotta say something though. So they're young, but the Clips are really, really good and they're vets. I wouldn't say they're old. They're veterans.
They're old. They're for sure. I think their average age is over 30. They're old.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
I'm a fan of the Clippers roster, though. I'm a fan of the roster. They're
I think Moskovich, Tony Angle has consistently been the biggest guy on the court. He's not going to be the biggest guy on the court Thursday night. It's Moskovich. They have Lipner and Prazer and Kay.
Avi K's got muscle. Like Avi K's like 6'2", 210, and like the 210 is like 30. That's 30 pounds of muscle because he's very skinny. You know,
I have the Suns higher in my power rankings. I have the Suns higher in my power rankings, but I think the Clippers beat them.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with the Clippers here for sure.
All right, Barron takes his Suns.
Yeah, I go with the youth.
Do you want to do draft steals or should we wrap this up?
Let's do draft steals next week, maybe, because we're ready. We're ready an hour plus.
Fine. We'll do it next week.
We'll do it next week. Fine,
We're an hour plus. We'll get this on chapters, boys.
Yeah. Right. Chapter it up.
Good stuff.
This was fun. Thanks to Rami Polinsky for finally coming on the pod.
Maybe he'll come next week too.
Oh,
My
I'm
pleasure,
with it.
boys.
I like this three-way dynamic. It's good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
smooth.
although Baron missed the first half an hour feeding his dog.
You want to see him?
Yeah,
He's
we
chilling.
have to find a time that works for both of y'all. We could do
Yeah,
Sundays at like 4
He's
o'clock.
just
It's
chilling.
fine.
He's just chilling right now.
It's a good pup.
All right,
Great
boys.
stuff.
I gotta run.
Peace.
Peace,
See
boys.
ya.